In this video, I'm sharing my favorite Parisian-inspired outfits to elevate your spring wardrobe. Think of these as your go-to style shortcuts that you can reach for anytime you want that signature French look. So in my opinion, spring is the perfect time of the year to wear tights, and I'm talking the very sheer tights. It's not too cold, it's not too warm, the weather is just perfect for it. When I look at French actresses like Catherine Deneuve or any French personality for that matter, they will usually wear sheer tights with a simple A-line short sleeve dress and some heels or ballerinas, and I personally love that look, and you can really adapt it to whatever you prefer to wear. It could be midi dresses, it could be short dresses, short skirts, long skirts. I especially love it with pants, so it could be jeans or it could also be pants. There's another photo of Catherine Deneuve where she's wearing it with a suit, and I think it looks extremely elegant. But the trick is they have to be really sheer so that it creates that contrast, especially if you're wearing black pants. If the tights are too opaque, then it's not gonna contrast enough. Also with the tights, you can really play around with patterns. I really like the polka dots or tights that have little hearts in them. I think it gives a very playful feminine look. Or you can just go with very simple tights and it will still give you that French look. So the second look is one of the most classic, and to me is the look that defines French style the most, especially in spring summer. So when we look at French cinema movies of the 60s and actresses like Brigitte Bardot, who was one of the most iconic French actresses of the time, the outfits were very simple. She would wear a simple cardigan with a skirt, and the skirt were usually much higher waisted, and there was a belt to cinch in the waist. Today, the modern version is very similar. There was not a lot of reinvention or groundbreaking changes. Basically, it's the same look, just today we see a lot less belts used in those looks, but the skirts sit a little lower, and then we see a little bit of the skin showing in the middle, which kind of replaces that belt in a way. But if you don't enjoy that look so much, you can just keep it very simple with a simple button down. The cardigans were not oversized. There's not a lot of embellishments or a lot of detail. Very simple cashmere or cotton. And the trick here is really just to find the skirt that works best for your proportions, whether that be shorter skirt, longer skirt, and the right fabric, which I'm going to talk about later on. But you can never really go wrong with this sort of look. What you can also do is layer the cardigan over a dress, and for the shoes, again, I'm gonna repeat myself a lot, but for the French looks is usually ballerina flats or very short heels. I love this photo of Romy Schneider. She was an actress who starred in a very well-known movie called La Piscine with Alain Delon and Jane Birkin. And anyway, in this photo, she's wearing this high neck, no sleeves top, which I think looks so beautiful. And again, I think it's perfect for spring because in the summer it could feel a little too suffocating, and it's a great layering piece. It adds a very sophisticated touch. You can wear it with pants, silk pants, you can wear it with a skirt, you can play with color, and it can really be dressed down or dressed up depending on the occasion. Personally, for accessories, I would wear it with a long necklace or with big cuffs, big bracelets, or with some big, not necessarily big, but just beautiful vintage earrings. I think would add a lot to a simple look like that. Another classic French look is to wear a very well-fitted suit. Again, going back to Catherine Deneuve, she would wear them a lot. And in the past, it was usually just a blazer with a knee-length skirt. Today, when I look at the trendy looks on girls like the Jenners or Hailey Bieber, they would wear a blazer with a very short skirt, and the blazer is very tight on the waist. And that's a look. We've also seen Yves Saint Laurent last year doing the very oversized, extremely dramatic shoulders on the blazer. That's a look. But again, the idea here is to really just figure out the length and the proportions that works best for you. If you go to the office a lot and you like a corporate look, then you can definitely go for colors like grays and blacks and those fabrics that usually go in the corporate world. Or you could also go very girly and very feminine with an all white suit or a yellow, light yellow, or even a pink. I really like this pink suit in a linen because linen is much softer. A suit doesn't have to be very masculine and very empowering. It can be also a soft, girly look if you prefer that. You just need to play around with fabrics and colors. One detail that I always notice when I'm looking at French outfits is that red for them is part of the classic colors the same way as black and white. They wear red a lot, and it could be in a dress itself, or it could be in heels, it could be in flats, a bag, it could be an accessory, it could even be a red lip or red nails. So if you feel inspired by French style, then this is an easy mental shortcut. Just invest in a few red pieces here and there, and they will always complete your looks. I can't talk about French style and not mention fabrics and colors because they're a big part of that wardrobe, and it's really like very simple things to keep in mind. First of all, when it comes to fabrics, there are usually two main ones. It's either florals or polka dots. When it comes to florals, it's usually a tight floral pattern, pretty much like what I'm wearing right now. And it's usually a midi dress with short sleeves, either with buttons going all the way down, or it could be a wrap dress. And then for polka dots, well, it's just the basic black and white, or navy blue and white, or dress and white polka dots. Those are usually the ones that I see often. When it comes to fabrics, we're looking at silk, mainly in skirts and dresses, usually with lace finishings around the neckline and sleeves, also in the bottom of skirts, that's very common. Also fabrics like linen, cotton, and details like embroidery or a scalloped hem or bell sleeves. So pretty much very soft, feminine, dainty details. Before I end the video, I would love to ask you guys what kind of topics or themes you would like me to talk about in this channel. I'm all ears, and thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next one.